So in 2017, when I stepped out and I started vending, I got a lot of positive feedback, much like when we first met, and you can recall that time. I have so many countless stories like that where I meet people, and it just so happens that our community is so big, but it's so small and interconnected and full of amazing people that enjoy connecting other people and networking, that I have been blessed to be able to go so many different places with my art and expand to design, graphic design, as well as photography as well. I do event photography as well as product photography. So among commissions, art instruction, which is really what started off in 2020, I'll get back to your question. In 2020, I started to do the art instruction pretty full on, actually expanding upon and allowing people to say, this is something that I want in my space. So wherever you are, I pop up, and like you are doing right now, pouring up some libations and enjoying space with your friend.
I knew it was that time.
You didn't tell me. I could have got some too. I got my waters.
Listen, this is always, because if you was here, I would be pouring up with you. Okay,
so next time.
Yes, indeed. Everybody know who come on my show that hospitality is #1 kick. Okay.
I saw your little spread, the chocolates and the wine to go along with it. I love it.
How I do things.
Yes. Pinky out.
So when we get together, I'm hoping by June, when I'm ready to celebrate my 3rd anniversary of the Queen Network, that I could just have all the queens live and we can have a big old party. Like I wanted to do for last year, but we just didn't really get that opportunity. But I feel it. I feel like this year we can do it. So everybody I had on the show this year is definitely invited to a big ass 3rd anniversary party for the Queen Network, which is coming up in June. So yes, you will have an opportunity to taste my hospitality. Yes.
Well, I can also explore and explain more of the things that I got into in 2020. Besides the art instruction, I have created so many different pieces and actually recreated some pieces. This energy piece is actually a piece that started off in 2017 and I recreated in 2019 to publish in 2020. And it has been one of my best sellers.
Nice.
Absolutely love the energy. Orange is my favorite color. And people just enjoy the fact that it's a little bit provocative. Some of my art is a little provocative. It's just, sensuality is key, but you know that this is a Black woman. Basically, that is the key. In addition to my newest artwork, I have now started doing prints of my artwork. So you can get all of these in poster sizes. And this is the newest print, exclusive.
Oh, she's beautiful.
Which is actually a color.
That's why you showed it to me. You was like, Queen, this one for you, because that's your color.
Yes. So this is actually a print of the piece that's, I don't know if you can see it, but right behind us here. And it's about 5 foot tall, I believe. And then also has the poetry on it as well. What if a Black girl knew? And lastly, I won't take up too much time, but lastly is my art box, which I wanted to show everybody how big it is. So it is very large. This is the largest box that you can get. And this is $150. Now, that sounds like a lot. I know. However, they start off at $50, so you don't have to get the whole, big box. I do have smaller boxes, smaller boxes. However, what's included in these boxes are 5 self-care items, your own easel, as well as paints, exclusive Exhibit A paints and canvas. And you will also receive one of the prints. So you get exclusive artwork, exclusive photography, your own paint night, and self-care items. In addition to that, I am donating my time to a local organization, whether that be youth, which I've done before, but also just individuals that are in need of art therapy, art support, breaking down the barriers of mental health and emotional expression. So all of my art therapy comes with color psychology, which will break down not only all of the ways in which we can express ourselves through art, but also how we interact with our environment through our colors. So you were talking about how blue is your color. Blue is also the throat chakra. Blue is also, opening up for abundance. There are so many other terminologies and
color therapize me. Tell me all about it.
I use a lot of bright colors for that reason. But yeah, that's about my 2020 in a nutshell, beyond traveling with all of those things and meeting, like I said, amazing people that have put me in so many different spaces to be able to share what it is that I do, and also give back. Like I said, I am looking forward to whatever it is that comes to me, I will flip back and give to the community.
That is so exciting. So I like the way that you made this connection, not just with art and community, but art and mental health. So do you have a background in dealing with mental health? Was it your profession? Is it still your profession? Like, how is mental health and your art connected?
Yes, ma'am. So I am a licensed clinical social worker. I have been a licensed clinical social worker for about, not going to say it's over 10 years, though. It is over 10 years. And I have been working with youth and families in the state of New Jersey, offering in-home family counseling, as well as I've run an LGBTQ residential facility up in Ewing, New Jersey, for a couple of years. A lot of different levels of advocacy with regard to youth in the LGBTQ community. Shout out to South Jersey Gay News, South Jersey Pride. They do a lot of things for the community. And in addition to that, like I said, I offer my art therapy services to the community to be able to provide not only an expansion of like I said, emotional expression, but also breaking the taboo of mental health in our community. So actually, one of the things that I did in 2018 and 2019 was a series called Taboo, which actually brought together different people talking about different ways that they express, different ways that they are exploring their mental health and breaking that barrier, whether it be talking to their family members, talking to other people about how therapy is not something that you should stray from. It's not something that you should be afraid of. And that everybody needs somebody to talk to. And, there are many, many professionals that are in our community that look like us, that can talk like us, and can still get us to a place where we need to be. So if you are in need of somebody to talk to, if you are struggling with anxiety, depression, or if you don't know what those things are, reach out and you can get information from myself, or, I have plenty of different professionals in the community that can offer their services, to be able to explore different things in your workplace. We have people that come out and do training. So just talk, I think if I can say nothing else, break the taboo and talk about what it is that you got going on, because there is somebody out there that's going to listen. And there is somebody out there that can guide you to somebody that can help you.
That's excellent. And we all know what kind of year 2020 was, and it didn't leave a lot of room or space. Let me say this. It made a lot of room for people basically forced to check in with themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Some people really didn't know how to just be on their own. So how 2020 kind of really forced us into these bubbles that we didn't ask for. And for some people, it was really welcoming. But for some people, that part was the anxious part. So I'm crossing over some of my memories from a year ago, because this was around the time. This is just after the world shut down last year.
Right. Yes.
And so one of the things that I said was check on your friends that
your strong
anxiety
friends
about social distancing, because there are some people that just like have that need to be around other people. Like we find ourselves being concerned about the people who spend most of their time alone. But I have a friend who's a therapist, and she said when COVID hit, one of her clients was like, they're in heaven because they don't have this. They don't have to.
I don't have to go out.
The burden of having to be around people.
Exactly.
So 2020 definitely affected people in all kinds of ways, really different ways. I know for me, I felt a ton of like empathy. Like we know there was a lot of events that happened in 2020. I just felt like this weight of the world. Weight, you know, being carried, and to have something like what you're offering is just so important. And if not above anything else, but to give perspective in other ways you can deal with and manage your mental health. Like you said, in our community, mental health has been such a taboo subject. And I remember when you started the taboo events, and I like the way that you was just combining everything, making it very a non-conventional approach to mental health. So it's so important to keep things like that available, like just letting people know that this is out there for you. This is available to you. And it's outside of the norm of what you think mental health is, or getting help is, or talking to a shrink is, or finding a therapist. Tap into something, tap into something like this where you can express your creative side. I remember in 2000, I believe it was 2019 when I started Triple C Social, but that was centered around my own self-care. And then it just like became a thing, So it really is about tapping into that creative side and realizing that can be your piece in the storm. That can be your go-to coping skill, tapping into your own creativity.
And exploring your creativity too. I think if anything, there were a lot of people that found out that their ish doesn't float, and it does stink, because they had to sit in it for so long. And also that there are ways for you to explore new things about yourself. Like the internet has given YouTube University, first and foremost, has given so many opportunities to so many different people, let alone that we're doing this connection right now through, a live streaming channel. So we have had opportunities to connect with people from all over across the world because the world shut down. Clubhouse being the number one thing popping right now as far as connecting to different people whenever, wherever, So I definitely feel like there are opportunities with 2021 opening virtually, and then also hopefully opening up the world soon so we can all get out there and experience it again.
Yes, indeed. And so since you brought it up, what is your experience as an artist with Clubhouse?
Okay. So it actually has been very interesting in that I've only been in one artist group, like chat, that I was invited to. Otherwise, I do a lot of different self-help. Like I get in a lot of doctors groups, like where it's like a full board of doctors talking about different expansions on COVID, or this is the way that the world is turning as far as racism and colorism. I like current events. I found those large, I don't even know what to call them, but those really big chats that have like literally thousands of people in them and everybody's trying to talk. Yeah, I just can't get down with those, even though I really like to get into them because they do have, we gonna flash it.
I know, but here we go. And court. Meanwhile, my producer is just whatever. That's why I wear this bracelet. I probably had this bracelet on my wrist for 20 years. Let me see. Oh,
what is
it? It's like
it's cute.
It says whatever. And somebody commented on it the other day. I'm like, I literally wear this as a mantra because you just can't, like, what is there to really get yourself all excited over? If whatever's going to happen is going to happen.
It's going to happen. Like, and that's fine.
Coming down with I held my
That's all right.
Whatever.
That's all right.
Whatever. Yeah, so Andrew was saying?
I honestly lost my train of thought, but we're going to jump back into it.
We're talking about Clubhouse, I think.
Oh, Clubhouse, yes. I have had success on Clubhouse. I was saying that I didn't really like to get into those, the larger chats. However, I do like the fact that they bring in some larger names, to be able to talk about these gems, as they call it, and respectfully speak to each other. Respectfully. But there's a lot of information and information from people that you wouldn't normally get it from, if that makes sense. I see so many opportunities for us to be able to connect. And honestly, Jay Nicole, your last guest, I met on Clubhouse.
Oh, did you?
And we are very close in proximity too. So it's really cool that, even when you go to at least 2 to 3 people that I've met literally within a 10-mile radius off of Clubhouse, but are doing similar things and are talking about different ways for us to be able to expand as a community. And it's been an awesome experience being able to interact with them. And on that level, it's a lot easier than, having to show your face. You gotta get used to the live because you're not really used to having your face on there all the time. But Clubhouse allows for you to just use your voice. So it does take away from that anxiety building from, being on the screen, but then also just allows for you to let it all out. Right.
Well, YouTube is definitely a platform that's not going anywhere now, especially now that people figured out how to make money from it. It's just one of the things is here to stay. But I feel like Clubhouse is an interesting platform, not just because of the ways that you connect, but there is a real opportunity to connect outside of what your realm would be. So I go into a lot of the networking rooms, or I was going to a lot of networking rooms, and people have really created some amazing lanes for themselves. Like, this is something like I would have never thought of doing. Or you meet a lot of musicians or doctors, and it's just, I like that you can be in the same room with like a millionaire and somebody who's just starting out, There's no, if there's exclusivity, but there's also just room for everybody connecting, whoever they are, wherever they're at. I definitely think it's one of those spaces where you just have to determine like what your real mission is there. Like, what do you want to get out of it if you're going to be spending that much time with it? But definitely a good resource and a good platform to consider. I've hosted a couple rooms on there, and I enjoy it. I do like it. But I was just interested in your opinion since you mentioned it.
Yeah, no.
So I see that you. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I see that you have your Mother's Day box coming up, which I think is super major. So is this going to be like an ongoing thing, or is this specifically for Mother's Day?
I did promote it for Mother's Day only because, Mother's Day is coming up. However, April is my birthday month, so I'm going to be popping off with a lot of different types of boxes. I do have some exclusive boxes for kids, which are only $20. I forgot to say that as well, because I did have a lot of kids and parents that were interested in just, I just want to paint by number. Just send that. That's all that I want. So that is also available. And in addition to the paint boxes, I had something else that I wanted to share too, but I definitely lost train of my thought. Oh, my greeting cards. There we are. I have greeting cards available as well, since they're always been available since Christmas, but they are coming out in sets for April. So you will be able to purchase those for Mother's Day as well.
That is so exciting. I love the way that, well, we just keep circling back to this word evolution, but I love the way Exhibit A has really evolved and more than adapted. And I feel like you just really stepped out on yourself. Like you just stepped out and just was like, I trust myself. And and to me, that's the dream, right? That's the goal. Like to just be able, I feel like that's the core of it. People generally don't trust themselves at a level that creates the sustainability that they dream of. So we all know how hard it is to like just be an artist, right? So like I want to make a living off of my art. How do I do that? So I feel like you actually have an opportunity here to create a blueprint for people who want to like move forward in this lane. Everybody has a gift. Everybody has something special. Everybody has a desire or a passion, but everybody doesn't get to work in that lane. Everybody doesn't get to follow their desire or their passion because X, Y, and Z is what's paying the bills. So what would be your advice about getting your dream, your passion to pay the bills? And I don't want to be presumptuous in saying that's all you're doing, but there's definitely growth here from, from when you first started up until now, just the way that projects keep rolling and evolving, and you're seeing, growth and success with them. So there must be something happening in here that's right,
Yeah.
I feel like that's valuable.
For as far as like jumping out how you do it, whether or not to do it, I would say to do it. There is no blueprint. Like you were saying, I am creating the blueprint, and it is very difficult to balance, full-time self-employment, as well as being an artist, because an artist in general, any artist, physical artist, song artist, recording artist, everybody has their own, skills and abilities to present, and also their own way of finding what it is that they do, whether they have different mediums or what have you. I feel like there is, I'm sorry. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Ooh. I'm sorry. Dropped my phone. So, I feel like there's no blueprint to it. However, my biggest thing is, like you said, know or explore what your gifts are, expand upon what your gifts are, and let people know that these are things that you're interested in. One of the biggest things for 2020 is that I open my mouth. I don't have it on right now, but I have a throat chakra piece choker that I got in 2020 specifically for me to be able to use my throat chakra. I have a problem with speaking up for myself sometimes. My anxiety can get in the way, and I will get into my own way of blocking my blessings. So I specifically got that piece to be able to expand upon and ask for what it is, manifest what it is that I want. So all of last year, I was talking to people about things that I wanted to do, whether that be, oh my gosh, in 2019, I was able to go to a boxing match and do photography. In 2020, I was able to go to the flower show as well as a car show at the Philadelphia Convention Center and do photography. Showcase my artwork down at the Cherry Street Pier with local artists and foods. If you guys don't know about French Toast Bites, please go follow them. Local artists and foods, they are open Friday through Sunday down at Cherry Street Pier. but yeah, just being able to do what I do, which is showcase my art, talk to people, paint on stuff, take pictures of stuff. I literally do that wherever I go. And I've been able to bring my artwork with me, even when I'm doing something like, therapy. I can bring my artwork with me and be able to explain and share it with other people. So if I can say anything else, just continue to talk, open your throat chakra up, ask for, manifest what it is that you are looking for. Yes,
Ooh,
because it will come.
You is shining right on my throat.
Right.
Too. Y'all see
yes.
it?
See?
I'll take it. No, I've been like, each day this week, I feel like I've been receiving these tidbits of messages about the very thing that I told you, like just putting your story out there and creating like this blueprint, because people generally want direction. People aren't looking for perfection. They're looking for something and somebody that they can relate to. And I think sometimes you get caught up in, or I know for me personally, and get caught up in so focused on where I want to be, not realizing I have anything to offer at this level. Right. You know what I mean? And I think that's I'm coming to understand that that's a disservice. You know what I mean? Right. Like, can't even like accept a compliment. Well, like, oh, you're doing it, girl. But in my head, I'm like, I want to be doing so much more. Right. So there's something to be said about accepting where you are that kind of motivates the growth inside of you, motivates whatever that next level is. So definitely, I feel like that's a lane for you, a road for you, an area where you can just encourage people to really step out on their passion and what they want to do. I know I made in 2020, I also made a big transition because I left a job that I was at for 10 years. It was just like, okay, I went, back to school for all of that. I'm degreed. And I just like don't have a passion for this anymore, So where does that leave me? What am I to do? And the moment I was ready to receive, I heard the good Lord say, go. So I went. I was like, oh, it's time. I always said when God told me it's time, then I would go. That's and then one day God just said, it's time. And so I was like, all right.
Well, at least you were listening.
Yeah. I didn't have another job. And I was like, it's well with my soul. Like, I'm all right. I'm going to be home doing virtual learning with the kids. Thought about homeschooling for a minute, but I was open for the next opportunity that came along too. That now I'm working in a profession that really affirms like my identity. Like
you are right.
Working with a whole bunch of dope Black women, like who doesn't want a job like this? But if I had stayed where I was at, this opportunity wouldn't have been just laying open for me. Like I had to be ready to just receive this whole thing that was lined up for me. So there's a lot to be said about just accepting the state where you are, moving when God says move, like it's time, and really using your mouthpiece, your throat chakra to tell these stories, because they are so necessary, and people are literally hanging on to every word they can get at this point. Like people who just needs hope delivered to their doorstep, to their eye gate, to their ear gate. They just need to know like things are all right on the other side. Things are all right now. You have to grow to that point and grow through it. So I'm proud of you, girl.
Likewise, Queen. Likewise. I appreciate you wholeheartedly for being able to continue to grow through this, because, like you were saying, there are people that really didn't make it through. They found that to be an obstacle rather than an opportunity. So you were ready, like you said, and you took the opportunity for what it is. And now we are living large, and it's only going to get better from here.
Only going to get better from here. And I think that if people can just grab onto that kind of insight or that kind of outlook, they can see themselves on the other side and start really speaking those things that be not as though they are, start really manifesting the life that they deserve, or just start becoming who they already are.
Right.
That's the biggest thing for me. If people just realize who they are, you can just be that. You don't have to like, oh, I want to be like this, or I want to make this much amount of money. If you walked in who you actually are, you would be all those things that you think you want.
Yeah. And I have to say that one thing that I do want to do a talk on, and I have been in conversation with other people about, is this generational curse that we have, or whether or not people feel that way. But we were brought up to be quiet. We were brought up to, listen when you're told, don't answer anything unless you're asked, very much stay in your lane. So I feel like it's been a lot of difficulty for, I'll just speak for myself, but for our generation as millennials, and just shortly before that, we were told to stay in this box. And when we see the newest generation now, and they have no box, there are no boxes for them. Like they have nothing that is keeping them back, holding them down. And it's like, how are you doing? Like, how are you doing this? Where did you get this guidance? How did you know to do this?
Right.
And really, it's that they just had the mindset of, I don't have any limitations. So yeah, that's why I'm doing it.
And I feel like that may be subjective, because it's true. This next generation, they don't have limitations, but there are some that don't realize that and are already so stuck.
Oh, believe me.
I
have a teenager.
Yeah, and I think about, so like even my own mother, like when I hear her talk about different situations or things that she's dealing with, is a lesson that she's learning like in her 60s, and I'm like, oh, I already been through that. You know what I mean? Or
yeah,
I got that lesson. You know what I mean? So just the fact that you're talking about generations and how it really, like the box that we grew up in, that we're trying to fight out of, the generation after us doesn't really have that. And just think about like the box that was the generation before us. You know what I mean? So it's all like, it's such a process, such a step of just like breaking down the boxes. And I mean, I'm a firm believer of it doesn't matter when you learn it, as long as you learn it, and it's never too late for you. It's just never too late. Forward for you to dream, for you to get a degree, for you to learn something new. It's never too late for you. As long as you have breath in your body and a desire to do it, you should absolutely do it.
Exactly. I heard something last week. What's for you is for you. And it may take time, but it can never be denied. Whatever that is coming for you, your blessing is for you. So continue to do what it is that you are here to do. And if you don't know what that is yet, just keep on trying until it feels right. Because I definitely have been a self-taught artist since the beginning of time. My grandmother was actually a self-taught oil painter, and that's how she got through her 5 bouts of cancer, and just worked herself through the chemo and everything like that through her artwork. And seeing her
like a generational blessing.
Oh yes. Oh yes. And just seeing her go through it, but then also make a living out of it, allow for me to say, this is something that I want to do, but then also it's something that like I just have this gift. Like I want to be able to share it. I want to be able to let people know what it is that I can do and that they can do it too. A lot of people are like, oh, I can't draw, so I'm not coming to your classes, or I'm not coming to the paint night or whatever. No, we can even draw circles if you want to, but we're going to make something and you're going to be proud of that when you leave. Everyone's a Picasso after my class.
Yes, yes. I actually met another artist recently, and maybe good for y'all to connect. She does something similar. So one day I was driving through Cobb's Creek, and I saw this young lady literally posting her art along the parkway, like through Cobb's Creek Parkway.
Yes.
So I was like, I'm gonna hit this up on the way back. So I busted a U-turn. And I was like, well, what we got out here? Because it looked like it was set up like art sale style, but it was just like rows and rows of these like beautiful paintings. And she was like, this is the way I protest. I surround myself with beautiful things, and I'm going to do art in the park. Like this, she was like, this is my offering. Like, and when God, blesses you, gives you a gift and the talent, like, who are you to just be like, all right, I made all these paintings and what you going to do with them? And
right.
She put them on display along Cobb's Creek Parkway. And I just thought it was one of the most beautiful things that I had ever seen. But she also says that she does similar classes where it's not all just like everybody creates one thing or doesn't offer it's whatever, you pour on. If you just draw a circle, that's going to be the most beautiful circle.
It's so beautiful.
Right.
Yes.
You ever did have.
You did that.
You said something similar, so it definitely reminded me of that. And we are actually going to have her on, I think, next month.
Awesome.
At some point in April. So I would love for you guys to connect. So if people, so I know you have like private sessions, but are you doing anything ongoing? Like, is there anything like, hey, Wednesdays at 5, do a paint, a paint and chill, or like do
it's gonna be a virtual paint and sip.
Yeah.
Yes. Virtual paint and sip. We'll say paint and sip for just lack of a better term. But it will come in, you will get a paint box. It will not have, or it won't be the art box, but it will be a paint box with the canvas, the paints, or paint brushes, as well as a pre-sketched canvas in the box for you to be able to follow along starting in the month of April. I'm not sure exactly how many times I'm going to do it. I'm just going to kind of feel it out and see how people, vibe with it. But I actually do have physical spaces that I'm able to utilize. So if you do want to come out and paint with me in person, there will be opportunities to do that in April as well. Yes.
Awesome. It's so exciting. I can't wait for all the art we want to create in the rest of 2021. I'm like, wait, what year is it? Wait.
Right. I had to remember that it was Wednesday today. I'm like, what day?
I mean the year, this must be just the part of the year that it just starts to fly by, because I was like, this year almost over. Like, we about to hit April.
I literally said that the other day. Is it December? Like, what? Where are we in?
I was in a meeting and I said August the other day. I was like, oh,
that's not right. That's not right. I don't know where you were on that day.
Yeah, August 4th. They was like, April. I was like,
April?
Oh, yeah. Oh, all right.
That one. That age.
Yeah. That's one of them because 2021 almost over.
It is not, Queen. We are only in quarter 2. We're not even in quarter 2, are we?
We about to be in quarter 2.
We about to be.
That's quarter 2. Half. That means half the year is done. I'm not rushing it though. I'm not rushing it. I'm just saying you're going to blink in 2021 is going to be, you're going to be in September again and be like, I'm sorry, that happened to the year.
Listen, summer 2021, you have to happen. I am manifesting you. Spring to summer 2021, you are happening. Festivals are coming back.
We need all our seasons. We need all our seasons this year.
Fall and winter
we
can
need
go.
vacations. We need vacations. We need all of it. Cause I ain't getting mad. I want it. Summer 2021, do summer 2021.
Yes.
Stick around for a while. We're in for a ride.
I'm excited for it because I know that it's going to be so many different things for us to be able to do. Festivals, please come back, though. Festivals, please come back.
I don't know. Part of me is like, all right, let's get this show on the road. And the other part of me is like, oh, COVID is just so in the way. I still get a little excited about COVID.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say that it's not something that's on my mind because I work with so many people and I do have to interact with people in the community, sometimes on those more high risk spaces too, like hospitals and shelters and things like that, because that's where my clients are. But I think that me making the effort during this time has really given them, the hope to keep on going. I'm not saying that things have gotten better. However, they have at least had somebody to talk to, and things have shifted. I think that things shifted, like you were saying, that my journey shifted. 2021 allowed people to shift in so many different ways, and yes, things might have been bad, but they weren't all bad at the same time, going in the same direction. It kind of like, sporadically gave us the business.
Keeping it moving and keeping it pushing.
Yes.
Well, how can people get in touch, reach out, connect? How do they get all this Exhibit A love?
Well, you can follow me on Instagram as well as Facebook, EXHIBITA Art Design. I don't have my merch out yet, but that is another thing that will be dropping in April. Look forward to
April feel like a big month.
April's my birthday month. It's Taurus season, okay?
Oh, she on the Taurus
gang. Taurus gang.
Doing the Taurus hair. All right.
So I'm Aries Taurus cusp though, so
I know all about that cusp life. I'm Capricorn Aquarius cusp.
Oh, see, yeah, that's a difficult one though.
Is it? I mean, I make do.
You make it look good. I will tell you that, because the other cusps that I've met have not been as pleasant.
I do what I can.
It's
a good balance.
Yes, it can be most definitely. But back at it. I'm sorry. EXHIBITA Art Design. On Instagram, on Facebook. I do have YouTube as well. You can follow the Taboo journey from a couple years ago, and maybe encourage me to push that back out there as well. But you will be seeing a lot of the artwork as well as art instruction classes, art boxes on my Instagram page, which also has a link to my milkshake, which is like a milk tree, but it's cuter. And has all of my prints and the artwork that is available. As you can see, everything behind me is available for sale, as well as in prints. If you see something that you like, or if you don't see something that you like, but you want it to come to fruition, I do art commissions as well. So pretty much whatever it is, DM me, and I do have a connection for it. I look forward to reaching out to as many people as I can and connecting the community where I can. That is what I do. Excellent.
Well, that's what I'm all about. This is the Queen Network, and we are here to connect Queen's consciousness.
Yes.
Ting.
Yes.
Also to educate, motivate, celebrate, and elevate the everyday queen. So I am hoping to connect as many queens as possible. I think that we all are doing amazing things. A large part of the Queen Network mission is to give queens their shine. Just one day I woke up and was like, my friends are bosses and they're not getting enough shine. Can I put a platform for them? Ting! And so here we are. And so I'm so happy to be connected with just so many amazing women, so many amazing Black women, so many amazing queens, because we deserve it.
Agreed.
And there are queens who are out here who are doing this and more.
Right.
And whatever regular life is for them. We all are doing that.
Exactly.
And being held down by the man and getting paid less.
Did I hear superwoman? Queen?
Right.
What?
Super women, superhumans, just people don't, I don't think that if you're outside of this group, you will never understand. Like I've had men argue with me, men in my family actually argue with me about how hard Black men have it. And listen, I ain't taking away from nobody's struggle, right. But you're just not going to undermine like the Black man struggle.
Right. Exactly.
We all got to struggle,
Right.
And sometimes you got to pick one because if you carry too many struggles, you don't know which way is left.
Exactly.
But yeah, we're not going to undermine anybody's struggle, but we are going to acknowledge like the power that Black women carry in order to be who she needs to be to everyone else and be who she needs to be for her. Period. And that's
great.
That's all.
Yes. I love it.
I don't even know how I got there.
But I like it. What you got there because of your platform. That is how we are presenting ourselves here as these superwomen, and we deserve credit where credit is due. And also, I just wanted to say thank you again for not only making this platform, but also being an amazing woman in our community, because your name comes up so many different times throughout, just working with different people and connecting with so many amazing organizations. You're doing it out here. Don't let nobody tell you any different.
I appreciate that. I always take the words and I hold them close to my heart. And some days I need that little extra push and that extra boost, but I understand that this is something that we have something here, and it should be glorified. Black women should be put on a pedestal. Black women deserve their flowers while they're here, like we all do. And so why not create a space, a brave space, a safe space for just that? Like so many times, I feel like the narrative is snatched from Black women, and it's just like, no, we are the narrative. Period.
Or minimize
the whole story. I learned today, or maybe yesterday, that narratives are like a collection of story. No, the whole story is Black women.
Period. Just period. That's it.
That's all I got. That's the whole story. I didn't even have to publish it or nothing.
No way to it.
Right here. Right here, right now.
That just is it.
I'm happy about that. Thank you so much for your words. Thank you that we got this interview together and popping. Yes. I hope that people are blessed by it, by the words, and that you're able to connect with people. Hopefully people who want to expand on their own art, people who want to reach out for mental health resources and integrating art into that. For people who just love your collection and want to add it to their beautiful home. I'm hoping that all the right connections come your way. I'm glad that you were able to join us tonight. If there's anybody out there who's not following me, I know we're on YouTube today. So I'm Queen Phierce. You can also link with me on Instagram and Facebook. I'm Queen Phierce. That's at Queen Phierce. And I'm Miss Phierce on Twitter. It's like Phierce with a PH. There you go.
Yeah, make sure to put PH on it.
Yeah, and we got exciting things coming up, so just stick with us. The Queen Network, we out here. We bringing people like Exhibit A on. I got these interviews popping and lined up. Let's go. With
some dope queens. Thank you so much again. I appreciate you. And y'all remember, mental health is not taboo. It is not taboo. It is okay to have feelings. You can express them. If you're not sure about how to do that, hit me up, EXHIBITA Art Design on Instagram. And I come to you and bring my art with me to you. So just give me a call.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
All right. I appreciate you. And I'll see you next time.
Sounds good. Peace, y'all.
Peace and love.
Ready to upgrade your closet? We'll be happy to help you with that at Born to Charm Boutique. We are an online clothing store stocked with affordable and stylish fashions. We offer a nice selection of chic, cute, and comfy and classic pieces just for you. Be sure to join our newsletter. We are constantly adding new pieces. Plus, you don't want to miss our special offers and giveaways. Sign up today at Born to Charm. That's www.born2charm.com.